Hey, good morning, team. It's Tuesday, October 29th. I'm Amy Corr. I'm here with Kevin Van Eck, and we are at the Goose Island office. Today, we have a great topic. I'm excited to talk about this because we have talked about this whole idea for years. And so I think it's a great thing to bring onto coffee, as you all might be thinking about this as well. And that is the power of having a mentor. So let's dive into it. But first, make sure you grab your coffee, and we're going to jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Amy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get this started. This is something we talk about quite a bit internally. I don't know that we've done it on coffee before, but we also get asked this question all the time when it comes to coaches and mentors and all of that. So let's break it down. I think one of the things that we need to realize is that everybody needs a coach. Mm-hmm. Everybody can use a coach, right? It's the reason that C-level executives have coaches. Even when they're at the top of their professional career, they have somebody who guides them, who they look up to, who they learn from, who holds them accountable. And we'll get into more of that, but let's talk about what a mentor is. Think of mentor. When I think about a mentor, I think back to Paul Boyd. Yeah. Do you remember Paul Boyd?
I do. How could I forget?
Legend at App Properties, yes. And one of his rules for real estate was find your guru. Find somebody that you learn from, that you look up to, somebody that you can gain experience from, all of these things. So we want you to think about who your mentor might be. And it could be any number of people. It could be multiple mentors that you have for different reasons. And so a couple of the obvious ones are, the first would be a colleague, right? If you have somebody that's more experienced, they could be a mentor to you, and you would sort of attach yourself to them with their permission and learn from them. The other could be your manager, right? It could be a manager or a coach that you hire and you bring on as a partner that you work with. And it could also be somebody online, right? It could be somebody that you don't necessarily know personally, a Gary Vaynerchuk or a Tony Robbins. I don't have a personal relationship with Gary V. However, I know that I learn a lot from him and
just even from all of the stuff that he puts on his podcast.
Exactly. Yep. So I consider Gary V a mentor for me. So it could be any one of these people, and it could be multiple. So don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking that it's just one person that you hire or a coach from a company. It could be multiple people that you use for multiple reasons.
And, the reality is, you might start with someone, and over time it's going to change depending on how your business evolves and your needs evolve, right? So I think it doesn't have to be kind of this one person set it and forget it.
It's a great point.
What I do like is that if you are even thinking about the idea of wanting a mentor, I feel like you're already at a great place. You're already recognizing that I want to grow, I want to do more, I want to be the better version of myself in business. And, the first part of that is just recognizing that it's something you need.
Right.
But I also think before just going out and, there's a lot of really wonderful people, there's a lot of wonderful ways to be able to get mentorship. But I think the step for most people, the first one they need to take is really to take a step back and say, what do I want to accomplish in getting mentored? And that's going to be different for a lot of people, depending on where people are at in their business. If they're brand new, it might be a mentor to help you figure out, how do I get started? How do I create structure in a very unstructured industry, right? What are some of the things that I do? It might be that you are, at a certain volume, and now it's, how do I scale, right? So I think the first step is really taking a look at what is going to matter most for you, because there are a lot of different things that you can get out of a mentor. The first is, you might have a mentor that you want because they've got experience and advice that they can give you. Again, if I'm looking to grow in the business and I'm newer, how do I present offers? How do I negotiate effectively with an agent on the other side, right? There's a lot of agents who've been doing this for a long time, who have gone through all of the hurdles, the mistakes, the hiccups. And if you have them mentoring you, yes, it's their experience and advice can get you moving along a whole lot faster, right?
Right. And for experienced agents, a lot of times, if someone's trying to start a team, their mentor is somebody who's already created a highly successful team. Exactly. The other reason that, when people come to us and say they want a coach or a mentor, where it comes into play would be the accountability piece. Right. So
it's a big one.
Yes, it's sometimes hard to hold ourselves accountable. And we know that working with a business partner or working with an accountability partner, oftentimes we actually take the action and we move forward and grow. So a coach can be that. When we think about different companies like Tom Ferry adversary or something like that. They're really good at coaching through accountability and holding someone accountable to what they commit to.
Right.
It's that weekly check-in or daily check-in in some cases, where, if you haven't done the action, you feel a little bit nervous about the call or the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
So accountability is a big piece.
Yeah, because it's creating structure in a very unstructured entrepreneurial industry, right? And at the end of the day, it's your business, you're running it. And if you are struggling to hold yourself accountable, a mentor is a great way to do that.
Right.
And I think another thing that agents, oftentimes seek or want to get out of somebody who they're working with would be like networking or connections. And it might not necessarily be, it could be some of the network and connections that mentor has, but I'd be really careful to have that expectation, because your mentor, odds are, it took them a long time to build their own network and create connections. But what they can probably share with you is, how do you grow your network?
Right.
And how do you create better connections? Or they may be willing to introduce an agent or you to their connections that they already have, right? Because again, if they've been doing this for a while and they're further along in their career than you might be, they may be willing to share some of their vendors with you, people that have made what they're offering their clientele that much better, right?
Yes.
So taking a look at that. But I think the most important thing too is when we're looking for mentorship, we are looking for something from them, but they are also looking for something somehow in return, right? So this can't just be a one-way relationship. I think it's really important to be respectful of that when we are picking somebody or asking somebody to mentor us, right?
Can't just take. You have to give as well. What are you
offering?
offering?
And for some of it, it might be monetary, right? Like Tom Ferry, the structure that they have. Yes, you can get mentored, you can have a coach, and in exchange, you're paying in exchange for that, right? For the advice, the accountability, those sorts of things. But if you're expecting somebody just to mentor you, there has to be some sort of reciprocal opportunity, I think.
Right, agreed. Great point.
Yeah.
And the mentor that you're looking for might already be around you. You might already have surrounded yourself with some of these people. We just need to highlight it, right? And to your point, just to wrap up, I think it's really important to figure out what you need before you engage with somebody, before you certainly purchase. I just talked with an agent who talked with a coaching company, and it was $15,000 for 6 months of coaching, which is not an insignificant investment. And that agent dug in a little bit deeper and found out it wasn't going to give them what they were looking for or what they needed in a mentor and coach.
Yeah.
So
really
they saved
important.
$15K.
Yeah. And just really important, don't just interview one person or meet with one person and figure out that's the way that you've got to go. Take the time to make sure that you get the right fit.
That's right.
Do the research so that you get the most out of it. So anyway, we hope that this was helpful. We know we've had a lot of questions in the past about mentorship, how to get one. So you will be further on your way after this episode. So on that note, enjoy this Tuesday. Have a great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. But until then, remember, you got this.